Welcome to Holistic Human Performance Podcast. My name is Gena, where we talk all things holistic health, wellness, spirituality, fitness, meditation, energetics, and so much more to help you become the healthiest version of yourself. Let's dive in. This is not medical advice. This is simply to help you on your journey through health, fitness, and wellness. I hope this helps. You can complement this with anything that you are doing currently in your life. Enjoy. I can't believe it. It's finally here. Oh, I'm so excited to bring this to you all today. If you're feeling unfulfilled, body pain every single day, not sure where to turn, feeling stuck in your life, really curious about holistic living and spiritual practices, listen further. I have created this beautiful course that is my methodology that I've used into my own life, into clients, students, readers' lives, and it is called Metaphysics Your Health, Find Your Soul's Purpose. Health and purpose are directly correlated. You cannot have one without the other. When you're feeling fulfilled, you become healthier. When you're healthier, you find your soul's mission and purpose. And that is exactly what you're going to learn in this course. You're going to learn about all of the metaphysical approaches to health and wellness, holistic living. You're going to detox your internal world, your external world, and apply all of these amazing integrational tools and practices into your life. This is a foundational approach that you can come back to anytime. Whenever you level up and you need to come back to the basics, you can come back to this course whenever you need. I'm going to have a ton of bonus items, and you'll also get a special add-on to work with me one-on-one. And if this is something that you are intrigued by, I highly recommend, because the price will go up after a couple of months. So if you're listening to this now, go get it while you can. And I'm also going to have guest speakers to talk about astrology, human design, how that applies to our health and our lives. And with that, it is going to be life-changing. So if you're ready for that and you're ready to let the old you go, let your old life go, then this is the course for you. If you are a one-on-one client and a community member, you get automatic access to this course. So welcome to Metaphysics Your Health. I will leave the link in the show notes, or you can find it at www.holistichumanperformance.co/digital courses. Hello, welcome back to the Holistic Human Performance Podcast. I am your host, Gena Bradshaw, and today we got a solo episode with your girl. So it's a week until my wedding. As I'm recording this, I will be a married woman by the time this is released. And a big topic that I would like to discuss, because I've noticed it in my own life and just having to really apply these tools as I go into a new chapter in life where my nervous system needs a little bit more regulation. So we're going to talk about nervous system manifestation and how you can apply this. It's really neuroscience when it comes to manifestation. There is a why and how this works. And really just leaning into regulating the nervous system, because right now I'm going through a lot of stress, bad stress. We all need stress in our lives. If we didn't have stress, we'd be dead. So this is just a little bit past my threshold. And so I really had to pull out a lot of the tools that I teach you guys. And, I'm like, I need to do an episode on this because this is really important. And I've been hearing it a lot from my clients, students, readers, people just hitting me up on my DMs. It's a big topic of conversation. Really the goal when it comes to nervous system regulation is to be in a state where you're not overwhelmed and you're not freaking out. You are like, okay, this is stress, but I can handle this. And you handle it with ease, with grace, with maybe courage, maybe bravery, whatever it is, depending on the fear, that you are dealing with. When it comes to us living in this chronic state of arousal, high arousal state, our sympathetic nervous system, that is really for when we're being chased by someone and our life is threatened or we're in a life-threatening situation. Our nervous system's like, whoa, fight, flight, or freeze. And for you to be in a chronic state of this stress each day is no good. I see this a lot with especially my um female clients where they are trying to lose weight. They've yo-yoed their whole lives, or maybe not, but it comes to a certain point where they're like, I don't understand like how I gain this weight over this period of time. Like I eat well, I exercise. My thing with that is, well, how's your stress level? And you know, if you ask yourself, right, let's ask yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, one being absolutely minimal stress and 10 being max, like, oh my God, I'm freaking the F out. Where are you on that scale on a daily basis? Like, what is your stress level like? If you're someone who is overwhelmed, that shows me that your nervous system is already in an arousal heightened state. And one thing just sets it off. So your capacity is not as large. Nervous system regulation really just means whatever environment are you in? Like, is it putting you in that fight, flight, or freeze state, that survival mode? You do not want to be in survival mode every single day. Like, obviously, there are situations where you actually are, but every day, like you wake up and you're making breakfast and something spills on the floor and you freak out. That means that you're close to a 10 on a daily basis for time when you are stuck in that survival mode with your nervous system, you slowly begin to gain weight over time because your body is like, we don't know when we're going to get nourishment next. So we're going to store everything so that when we have to run as fast as we can, we have enough energy. But if that's the case every single day, then we got a big problem. And that's where the weight is going to accumulate over time. And even if you are eating well and exercising, if you're not doing the right exercise for your body, like if you're doing high intensity and you're having trouble losing weight and you have a high stress job life, you need to scale it back on the high intensity because you're putting yourself in more of that survival state. It's just too much for your nervous system. And I saw this a lot when I was doing VO2 max tests. And people would come in and I would test and I'm like, you're mainly burning carbs like all day long. Like that's not good. When your heart rate's low, you want to be burning fat for fuel. If you're not doing that, your body is not optimally working efficiently to utilize that energy. And that is where, again, the weight gain comes in. And I started to piece together. I actually wrote about this specifically in my first book, A Survivor Story. And I gave the example of when I was doing these tests. I'm like, okay, what's your workouts like? Well, I'm doing high intensity 3 to 4 times a week. I'm getting maybe 800 to 1,000 calories per day, which is nothing. And you're living on coffee and caffeine and you're in a high stress job. Yeah, no wonder why you're in this situation that you're in. You need to slow it down. You need to incorporate tools that are going to regulate your nervous system. You need to change the way you're eating. You need to change your exercise. And, a lot of people are a little, they're like, I don't understand. Why is that? It's the other stuff that you're doing. So you're putting yourself you're digging a deeper hole when it comes to that. And so when it comes to manifestation, you're always manifesting, of course. But how do your emotions now play into this? Because emotions are really what trigger the nervous system. That creates that physiological response in the body. And so again, if like you have that one thing that just flips that switch, you're probably operating close to a 10 when it comes to stress. And in turn, anything will set you off, overwhelm, anxiety, PTSD, all of those things. You're not sleeping, it has a lot to do with emotions and energy. And if we don't clear out that space and make space for what we do need, you're going to see some issues down the road for sure. It'll physically manifest in your body. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and the body always keeps the score. Um, so when it comes to the emotional side and like mentality, I see this a lot too, the connection of everything. It's living in a victimhood state. When you live in a victimhood state, it automatically sets you to think negatively, which creates emotional concoctions, emotional physiological concoctions in the body, biochemical. And from there, it changes your cell, it changes your DNA, it changes the way you digest, it changes the way your heartbeat, it like all things. You get more stagnant, you just let the shit accumulate, and it just will eventually hit the fan. So living in this victimhood state is what will keep you in this feedback loop of survival mode. When you are thriving and when you are feeling fulfilled and when you are feeling joy and when you are happy, which doesn't happen every day, you have to acknowledge the emotions that you are having. It's a matter of staying there, right? So over time, if you stay in this mood, right? Let's just say you're like angry at someone. You got in an argument, you're angry at your spouse or your sibling or whatever. The longer you stay in that mood, now we get to weeks and months. That's a temperament. Okay. Now you're continuing to build and create neural connections in your brain that are not positive. These are creating negative feedback loops. You continue to think the same way. You continue to feel the same way day in and day out. Now we get past months and we go to years, and now you have a personality problem. Now this is a personality trait that you can fix, you can change, but it's going to be more difficult because now you have to unwire and then rewire. And that's where also obviously the manifestation comes in, because when you're doing that and you're creating more space for new to come in, you're clearing the old, letting the old self die off, you're letting the victimhood die off, you're living a new way of life. You now change your thought, you now change your emotions, and then you change your physical body, and in turn change your entire energetic fields. Your energy body then changes. And that is when you shift from all these illusions in your life to wholeness, which is thriving. So the survival, the illusions in life, the victimhood, it's all connected to that survival state. And this is where the emotions come in, and this negative feedback loop that just continues on, and then develops into a personality. You now, your job, right? And this is why I do what I do, to help you, other coaches, mentors, healers, whatever, get you out of that state and create a shift so that your entire energy being changes. Your energetic body is always ahead of your physical body. So you're not going to see, maybe you will, but most of the time, you're not going to see a shift overnight. It's not going to happen. It takes time, it takes consistency, and it takes dedication to this life and to doing your inner work. That is how you create nervous system regulation, where you now change into parasympathetic state, rest and digest state. You're not over here thinking, oh my God, a tiger is chasing me, I'm going to die. You're now just living with that ease and flow. And sure, life gets hard, right? But how your nervous system reacts to that and responds, right? So, reaction, you're now in that survival state. Responding is in that parasympathetic rest and digest state. And that is the goal. Stress, of course, it's going to hit us at any and every point in life. It's a matter of how you view it, what's your perspective, the way you look at it, and say, okay, what's the learning lesson out of here? Or what did I teach that other person, or circumstance. Um, so you need to acknowledge those parts of yourself that need to be released so that you can make space for these newer parts of yourself, and let it naturally occur. You don't want to force. So we get into this like manic manifesting and like manic state of like, I need to figure this out. Like I see this a lot with people who especially take their first deep dive into like that spiritual awakening and energy and energy medicine and things like that. And it's not, you don't want to force the inner work. You want to do the inner work and you want to embrace it, but don't search for things to occur, right? You want it to slowly not slowly, sometimes slowly, sometimes it pops up overnight. You want to acknowledge and be like, okay, what's happening in my body right now? What am I feeling? And, how can what tool in my toolbox can I utilize to help regulate my body right now and build a capacity for let's just say you want more clients and you're in that lack and scarcity state all of the time and you're worried about money. Well, you're just showing the universe that you want to continue to worry because now you're just giving up that energetic frequency out into the world. And like that desperate, needy, worry energy is not going to be beneficial for you in manifesting new soulmate clients, soul tribe money, whatever it may be. So you don't want to force it. You just want to understand that when things come up, you need to ask your body, what do you need in this moment, in this time? And whatever tool comes up or book flies off the shelf or conversation you have, lean into that. And that will help you on your manifesting journey while also regulating your nervous system. Um, so like if you're at an amazing point in life, right? And you don't feel like anything's coming up, you don't need to like go searching. Just enjoy and like be in that space, be in that energy. You don't need to, you know, always be like, there's trauma, there's so much healing to do. If it's not coming up, it's not meant to, and it will in the moment and the time that it's meant to. The key is for you to not ignore it when it does come up. When your body gives you those warning signs and when it gives you those signals and when you get those triggers, it's like, let's take a deeper dive there. Let's see what's going on here. So that is how you can lean more into nervous system regulation and also manifestation and how you can manifest anything you want in life, right? And if it's not this, it's always something better. And so I really hope you enjoy this. Again, like I said in the beginning, I will be a married woman by the time this episode's come out, and I'll be on my mini moon. We're just gonna go to do like a little getaway for a couple of days and then plan our bigger honeymoon at a later date. So I'm really excited to take a little bit of a break, but I didn't want to obviously stop the podcast. I enjoy this and I just want you all to have this information and be able to still listen and learn and apply to your life. So I didn't want to stop the podcast. So um yeah, I will be a married woman and on my mini moon by the time this episode airs. And also, metaphysics, your health, and find your soul's purpose course is launching live launch on October 1st. And if you're a one-on-one client or part of the HHP Virtual Wellness Center, you will have automatic access and you will be able to get this a couple of days earlier. So I'm really excited for this. I'm going to have two special guests coming on to this course to be able to teach you about how astrology and how human design apply to reclaiming your health and finding your soul's mission and purpose. Purpose and health are directly correlated. And this is what I've learned over time. And it's led me to finding the medicine of healing myself, healing my wounds, and again, always evolving, but listening to my intuition, developing the spiritual practices in my life. And I want to share that with you. This is the methodology that I use with my clients, with my students, with my readers. I have done it myself in my life and I've seen magic happen and miracles happen. And I need to share this with you all. And so this is going to be filled with literally transformative, life changing practices, tools, and so much more. You're going to get meditations, you're going to get teachings from experts in human design and astrology and your soul's blueprint. I'm going to be doing cellular meditation, DNA activation. You're going to learn about detoxing your life internally, externally. So you're going to get so much in this course. And I am so excited because I am discounting it for $100 off. You can use the code metaphysics if you're listening to this now. This only lasts for, I'm going to keep this for a couple of months because I want everybody to be able to learn this information and integrate it into your life. But the price will go up. So you can pay full or payment plan, and you can still use the code metaphysics to get a discount on this amazing course, Metaphysics Your Health, Find Your Soul's Purpose. I am beyond hyped to hear what you guys have to say about it. So please share with us. If you like this episode, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.